Well, hello, and welcome to the latest Breath of Fresh Air Shorty. I am your host, Charles Taylor, and it's my turn to pick who I think will win the divisions and the wild cards in the National Football League as the upcoming season. Well, it's not even upcoming, it's here. Tonight, the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears will meet at Soldier Field in Chicago to kick the season off. With that, before I get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button on the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel. And also continue to like us on the Facebook page as well. We appreciate the love we have gotten before this point, and hopefully we can continue to get some love and oh, can't talk today. Excuse me. Uh, Hopefully we can continue to get more likes and also some feedback. Let us know how we are doing, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, and we will be sure to respond back to you and open that dialogue, keep that dialogue open. And as always, we are open for whatever comments that you guys want to send to us. So, with that, let's get to these picks. So, we have 8 divisions to pick out, and I'm also going to do like what Patrick did yesterday for his pick all 8 divisions and our two wild cards from each conference. So, let's start in the AFC. And my pick for the AFC East, really not much to be said. It's going to be the New England Patriots until proven otherwise, until Tom Brady goes away, until Bill Belichick goes away. New England is going to win that division. It doesn't really matter what the Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, Buffalo Bills do. It's basically 5 or 6 free wins every year for the Patriots, depending on how the trip to Miami goes, because they can get tripped up there every now and again. But New England is the class of that division, has been the class of that division for the last 2 decades, and I don't see any reason why that's going to change this year. So let's go to a little bit more of an interesting division in the AFC East, the AFC North. And I know a lot of people are hyping the Cleveland Browns, saying this is the year they're going to do something. First of all, they need to get a winning season before they do anything. And number two, there's still two other teams in there that I think are probably better than them right now. I know they have a lot of young talent, and they do. They have a lot of young talent that can blossom and do something. But until I see it on the field, I'm not buying the hype. So, for that reason, among others, I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to win that division. I think they've gotten better, really, with addition by subtraction. The Antonio Brown drama, you see how that's playing out with the Oakland Raiders right now. And Le'Veon Bell is gone to the Jets. So now it just looks like they can kind of come in there and just focus on football. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think the Baltimore Ravens could win that division as well, but I have them kind of coming in second place. So yeah, I have the Cleveland Browns being in third. I'm not going to be like a lot of these other people and put them up as Super Bowl contenders when they really hadn't done anything for 20 years. So Pittsburgh is my pick for that division. In the AFC South, I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans, and I think I would have went with them even if Andrew Luck didn't retire as the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. But I like the moves Houston made. I know people were a little bit upset about Jadeveon Clowney going to Seattle for a bag of chips and a stick of gum, but Jadeveon Clowney didn't do much anyway. This dude was the #1 overall draft choice a few years ago, and he really hadn't lived up to that billing. So I don't really think that's as big of a loss as people think. And I do like the move for Laramie Tunsil on the offensive line because you get to protect Deshaun Watson's blind side. So yeah, they gave up 2 first rounders and a second rounder, but it's kind of spread out. I mean, it's a first rounder in 2020, first rounder in 2021, and I think the second rounder, I don't know exactly what year that is, but I mean, those picks could be a little bit low depending on how Houston does. So Houston is making moves for the present. They're trying to do something now. I don't mind those moves, and I think they're better than they were before they made those moves as we sit right now. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Houston to win that division. And then in the AFC West, I'm gonna give a slight edge to Kansas City. The LA Chargers are gonna be solid. I know Melvin Gordon won't be there, but I think they'll be fine without Melvin Gordon. But Kansas City is just loaded on offense. There's still a lot of question marks on defense in my eyes, but they should have enough to win that division. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to win the AFC West. So let's go to the NFC real quick, and let's start in the NFC East. Now that division is it's I think it's up for grabs between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna give a slight edge to the Cowboys, especially with Ezekiel Elliott signed, locked up, and he'll be ready to go for Week 1 against the New York Giants. But I give them a slight edge over the Eagles. I know the Eagles made some moves too. I think they'll be pretty good as well. And a lot of people are sleeping on the Redskins. I think Washington will be pretty good as long as they can stay healthy. Case Keenum is not that bad. A lot of people look at him like he's a bum, but Case Keenum, we forget he was in the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago with the Minnesota Vikings. So him coming in there, I know he didn't really have the best season in Denver, but I think a lot of things went wrong that kind of affected him there in Denver. Him being in Washington's starting lineup, that's not a bad thing. He's not really that much different from Alex Smith. And if you remember, the Redskins were up 2 games on everybody when Alex Smith went down. They were 6-3 when he went down. A lot of people forget that. But I don't think they'll be as good as the Cowboys or the Eagles. And I think the Cowboys, with Ezekiel Elliott in there, they can make some noise as long as everybody stays healthy. So I'll give Dallas a slight edge with there. NFC North, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. Now, this division could be pretty interesting as well. The Green Bay Packers are improved, and you know they have Aaron Rodgers, so they always have a shot with him in there. You also have the Minnesota Vikings. They have a lot of talent on there, but I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins. I think he's overrated. I think he's overpaid, and he hasn't done anything to make me think any different. And then the Detroit Lions, I think they'll be sneaky good. I don't know if they'll get 12 wins good, like I heard this caller on a radio show say that the Lions were going to do. But I think they'll be solid and competitive. But to win the division, I'm going with the Chicago Bears because of their defense, and I think Mitchell Trubisky can make enough plays to keep everybody afloat there in Chicago. Going to the NFC South, this is another interesting division. Now, I believe the New Orleans Saints are the best team in there as this is right now, and I would give them the nod to win the NFC South. However, if the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers can stay healthy, they are more than capable of winning that division as well. It's just a lot of question marks. With Carolina, you wonder if Cam Newton can stay healthy. You wonder if Luke Kuechly can stay healthy on the defensive end as well. With Atlanta, their whole defense went down last year with injuries. So it's just a lot of question marks health wise, and I think New Orleans have less question marks right now. Now I know Patrick picked the Falcons to win. I mean, he's an Atlanta fan, but I think right now I would have to go with the Saints to win the division because of the said reasons. Could Atlanta or Carolina win that division? Absolutely. Those two rosters can get with anybody in the league as long as they're healthy. But I'll stick with the Saints for now. And then in the NFC West, now I'm a San Francisco 49er fan, and I would love to say the 49ers are going to win that division. But I don't think they're going to pass the LA Rams, and they might not even pass the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are the team to beat there. Seattle with Russell Wilson, you know they always have a shot with him. With my team, the 49ers, I just think Jimmy Garoppolo has to show he can stay healthy on the field, and there has to be an improvement on defense. We have to take the ball away more or intercept the ball more than just 2 times for a season. So until we can do that, then yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams to win that division. All right, so we'll stay in the NFC for the wild cards, and I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay Packers to get these wild cards. Now, like I had mentioned with the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers, I think they could get the wild cards, and I think those rosters are good enough to make a run to the Super Bowl. But based on how I am picking these teams and how I'm making these picks, I can't put them in there. So, yeah, The Eagles and Packers. I think the Eagles, if they don't win the division, they'll get one of those wild cards because I think it'll be neck and neck with them in Dallas. And I think the same with the Packers with the Chicago Bears. I think it'll be neck and neck with them. I think the chemistry he'll have with the new head coach, Matt LaFleur, will be pretty good. I don't think there's going to be many problems there, or at least as many as people might think. And then in the AFC, I'm going with the LA Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chargers, I think, have one of the best rosters in the league, and I think they're ready to become pretty consistent with getting the most out of that talent. And with Jacksonville, having Nick Foles in the quarterback spot ahead of Blake Bortles solidifies things a little bit, and I think their defense still has it has a lot of the talent it had when they were a top unit last year, and I think they're ready for a little resurgence. So I'm going Chargers and Jacksonville for the wild card. So to recap, I have Dallas, Chicago, New Orleans, and the LA Rams winning the division, with the Eagles and Packers getting the wild cards in the NFC. And in the AFC, I have New England, Pittsburgh, Houston, and Kansas City winning the divisions, with the LA Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking the wild cards there. So that's what I'm breathing on for this episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Continue to like the Facebook pages. We're on all the social medias. Please leave your feedback whenever you can, and we will get back with you. Until then, everybody take care. Happy Thursday.